Water. It's fundamental to our lives and environment. You need it every day. This is why Operation Unite has developed the Know Your Water program for water well users. Becoming a member of the Know Your Water program makes your life's water needs more manageable. It provides the information you need and teaches you how to use it. Call Operation Unite today, area code 530-263-1007, or email Steve Baker at operationunite.co. Operation Unite can help, and the Know Your Water program is the answer. Area code 530-263-1007. Operation Unite brings people together to solve water problems.
We will always have water working together. Hi, I'm Steve Baker, and today we're visiting Nevada County's special community pool that's actually used to help the disabled. I'm here to visit with Ina Elrod, who manages the facilities. And what is so interesting here is that Ina practices water conservation at her office with the swimming pool, as well as at home. So we're gonna take a visit, both here at the pool and also visiting her at her home to see how she's dealing with the California drought. Yeah, we're standing in the warm water fitness pool that is the main attraction here, Ina, isn't that right?
That's correct. This pool has been around since 1989.
And isn't there a special name for this particular pool, this facilities?
It's a warm water pool, so it's mainly used for disabled people, and it was built for disabled children. And so now it's used for disabled kids and adults and people that just can't do their health club. So they come in here, get ready for their health club.
And the contributors, the main people who sponsored this when it was first built, it's a certain couple, isn't it?
It was Bowman Zielinski, and the Grass Valley Group was a big sponsor when this pool was built.
And so you have probably been here for some time, managing it. I understand in our past conversations that you've been really taking care of this place for a while.
Yes, I moved up here in 1994 and started substituting here for Sue Royston teaching swim lessons and such. And in 1998, Dr. Terrence McAteer asked me if I would be willing to take over management of the pool. And I had done that in the Bay Area prior to. So I agreed to do it, and I've been here going on 18 years now.
Wow. Well, you know what? It was a natural fit. And it helps you stay in fit, too, I imagine. Probably between sessions, you're in that water, and you're swimming around and doing all the people do in here. What kind of activities happen in the pool with people?
Since it's warm water, it allows people that have joint problems or can't exercise on land to walk without pain. I have the Arthritis Foundation program. I teach a post-stroke program, and I just finished one of those. And the special education program, they use the pool once a week during the school year, and right now during the summer school they come in 3 times a week. And then I have open swim, like Leslie has been coming probably 10 years. And she just needs to be able to move in warm water to go through her daily living.
So what is the temperature that you maintain in this pool?
92 degrees.
Oh, that sounds like our jacuzzi at home. Does it have bubbles?
Yes, it does, but the blower is broken right now, so we're working on getting a new blower in here. So we can get the bubble bench going again.
That sounds good. You know, one thing as a person who actually studies water, you have to maintain quality. And with people going in and out of this area here, you probably have to do certain tests, and to make certain adjustments. How do you go about doing that?
Well, the chemicals are computerized, so we've got a computer back there that feeds the acid and the chlorine, and I still do a regular test of the water itself on a daily basis. And I am really strict about asking people that they have to shower before they go in, or at least rinse off to get rid of all the lint and everything. And I spend 25 hours a week in this water. I make sure it's clean and it's good.
I'll be darned. Well, tell me, okay, let's talk water conservation tips. What are some of the things that you ask people to do, including you doing it yourself, that improve the use, limit the use of water here, and keep the water quality at a high level? What do you ask of people?
I ask people to take off lotion and deodorants before they go in, and I ask them to try to preserve water here or conserve water here as they do at home. So not take a 2-minute shower, you soap off, turn the water off, and I actually installed a flow meter, I don't know what you call it, to reduce the flow of the water pressure in the shower, and it's gone over with mixed feelings. Some people don't like it, but I'm sure they get used to it.
Well, how's it feel on the skin? Is the water still spraying out fairly strongly, or does it feel like you're trying to shower under a drip?
No, I think it's still adequate to rinse off and shower off because I use it myself. So.
All right. Well, maybe we can see exactly how you measure the water quality here with this special automated approach that you guys have. Can we do that? Can you show that to us?
Yes, and I'll show it to you.
Okay, let's do that.
All right. Anytime you're ready. And this is my chemical control room, and I come in here 3 to 4 times a day, and the pool chemicals are computerized. So this is our little magic machine. It'll tell me the ORP of the chlorine and what my pH is, and I take these numbers, and here's my little chart, and as you can see, or not, here are my little marks, because this will convert it to parts per million, which is what most people are used to reading. And I also calibrate that about twice a week. So I take my regular test, my pool test, from the water and make sure that this correlates. And once in a while, I do have to calibrate. But other than that, this is a great system. And I do believe all the pools, community pools, have to be on one of these systems.
Ina, that is one special closet you had in there. I've never seen such an automated system to take care of a pool like this. Are there other things to do out here? What actually happens? I heard one of the pumps go on when we were in the closet space, where that water quality instrument was, and it seemed like it was pumping something. Explain what that was and how it works out with our pool here.
That was the chlorine. The chlorine is set at a certain level, and so is the pH. And when the pH goes too high, it'll pump in acid. If the chlorine goes too low, it'll pump in chlorine. And this tiny pool actually has a very, very heavy bather load. So keeping the water quality good is really important to me. And as you can see, this is what I want the pool to look like. I want it clear. I want the water to feel right, and it has to smell right. And a lot of times I'm trying not to backwash as often as I've had to do in the past. That's why I'm really strict on trying people to get to take the showers. And I'm really careful to also watch the children that do come in the pool to make sure they're not coming from the river and then jump in this water, because that's not going to be very good too either. And the kids are very good about washing their feet and getting their hands clean and get the paint off, because they've been with me for a while and they know I'm going to send them back and make sure they're clean before they go in there.
Well, it really sounds like the community works together when they come here and use the facilities. And this is a wonderful facilities. I was wondering, how many times do you have to replace the water? Do you have to empty this out and refill it multiple times during a year?
No.
You're kidding. How is that?
If you maintain the chemicals at a good level, you will not need to change the water. This water was changed last when the pool was reganited when we resurfaced the pool was the last time this water was changed. Now, every time you backwash, I let water out and I put new water in. But you can pretty much keep it safe and clean.
So when was it exactly that you guys refilled it? How long ago?
I knew you were going to ask me that. It was, oh gosh, 5 years?
5 years ago. Now, there's a water savings tip. If you're on top of your water quality at home, you can keep that swimming pool water in a healthy state and continue to use it, not requiring more water from your groundwater well or from your water purveyor. That is absolutely, that's a very, very good success story that you're running here. What other types of things do you find are good ideas to maintain these facilities?
Well, rather than hosing the deck off on a regular basis using the water, I actually sweep and use a vacuum cleaner.
Oh, back to the basics. Yeah, I think we've all did that from way back. Hey, well, maybe now we could talk to Leslie.
Well, I have Crohn's disease, and I go to Dr. Lowe, and he suggested the pool to me. And I've been coming here at least 10, 12 years now, and I come 5 days a week, 3 to open swim and 2 to a class that she puts on with range of motion. And it's helped me a lot. My ilium's almost closed, and I couldn't walk upstairs with both legs, and now I can.
So some of the exercises that you do while in the pool, can you show us what those are? Is that possible? Okay, we have those at home.
Put them under your leg and then resistant to help you raise your leg and down and stuff, and that's why I can walk up and down stairs now, because this helps strengthen this area in my legs.
And when you do this, is it usually to music or something like that, or you do it in the quiet?
Echoey in here for music. We just listen to Ina tell us what to do.
Oh.
We do all kinds of things, with it, and move our legs around, and we bicycle frontwards and backwards, and just all kinds of things like that.
Yeah, and what is it? You do it for about 5 minutes or so, or for what length of time?
We're here for an hour each time, so we use different things like this and barbells. And
What are the barbells for? Would you use it for a similar type of exercise?
yes, these are for your legs and bottom half, and these are for your top, for your shoulders and stuff. So you got to push down on them, to keep them down and up. You do that like this. Huh? We pump foam. Yes, we pump foam, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. We do Arnie's.
Oh, I noticed there are some similarities here.
Yeah. So it just helps everything if you have arthritis and pains and aches, and it's very helpful for me and everybody else that comes here.
Well, thank you for showing that to us. I was wondering if maybe also, Leslie, Ina told me that she can be a real warrior when it comes to making sure people are cleaning themselves and using the least amount of water possible while in the shower. So we're going to go visit that area right now, and maybe you could come along if that's possible, and just let us know, kind of show us how the usual rant comes up and what happens here.
Leslie, did you shower? I didn't hear the water. I'm asking the people that are using this pool to help me save water and conserve a lot of water in basically very simple ways using common sense. Someday I may have to use this warm water to help me exercise and complete my daily living skills, and so may you.
Ina, you have a lot of great practical tips here at the swimming pool that you've shared with everybody and shared with all of us, and I thank you for that. What I'm equally excited about as far as what I learned today with what you've told me, is that you take everything that you expedite or you apply here at the business place where you work, you take it home and you do similar things. Back to the basics, common sense types of water conservation practices. And so I can't wait to visit you at your home over in Penn Valley, right? Is that where we're going to be going?
Yes, we'll be in lovely Penn Valley.
Okay. Well, I'll meet you there. I'll be in the driveway when you get there. And maybe you could show us what you do at home, how you apply these principles at your residence.
Looking forward to it.
See you there. Yesterday, we went to where you work, and you shared with us all those various ideas, things that you do at work to save water, water conservation practices. And now I find that here at your house, this is a beautiful place you have here, you continue those efforts to save water. This is great. Thanks for inviting us.
Oh, it's great to have you here. And I really like living out here in Penn Valley. We've got 5 acres. Granted, it all looks brown right now, but we're out in nature. And just recently, we were asked what our favorite vacation spot is. And I was the only one that said home. After everything is done, and I can just enjoy being out here in the open, watch the birds, watch the critters, and it's just wonderful. And the one thing we want to keep it, the one thing is I really try to conserve the water because we're on a well and there's a high fire danger out here. So we have to battle 2 things, fire and save the water. So we could battle the fire.
Well, it does look pretty brown here, and we are in a 4th consecutive year of drought, which is very serious for the state of California. But you seem to be managing yourselves quite well here. What do you do to conserve water? What are some of the things that you do here at the house?
Well, first of all, we have a lot of hoses everywhere. Every spigot almost has a hose hooked up to it, and we make sure that none of them leaked. Brad has spent several Sundays in a row fixing hoses. I mean, I would go out and buy a new one. No, we can fix this. So we made sure the wires are working, and I turn it on. Okay, that one is running right now. That's why that little bowl is down there. And another thing I do is I only water either late in the evening or early in the morning.
Why is that?
Because the water in this hose right now is very hot. I could not use it to water anything. So to be honest about it, in the future or in the past, I would just let it run till it turns cold. So, and I also have these little towels over them. It doesn't help a whole lot, but it does help somewhat. And if I do need to use this, now I will let that hot water run into the watering can that I can later use to water the few pots I have right here on the deck.
So really, it's good to the last drop. You use every single drop that comes out of your hose barbs here. And you know what? These washers and things that your husband has fixed really don't cost very much. It just takes our effort and our attention to fix these things. How many of these do you actually have around the house?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8.
Okay, 7 or 8. So it takes some attention to walk around to each one. And where else do you use water out here? Do you irrigate at all? If you look down there, I noticed we've a fair amount of trees, but also there's a lot of grassy areas. Do you have llamas and horses and things like that?
I have sheep and a donkey, and we have an emu.
Got Billy over here.
Oh, Apollo.
The goats, what?
The fig tree and the grapes are pretty much the only thing we do irrigate. There are 2 apple trees in the back that I have a soaker hose around. And the grapes and the fig tree, they've got those little spray heads. And it's that's the only thing really we do irrigate beside my vegetable garden.
How often do you water these?
The apple trees I try once every 2 weeks. I let it go for 2 hours, and that seems to go deep enough to let them survive. And the grapes, the same thing. I only have the grapes to make jelly, really, and there's only four of them. And the fig tree I really would like to save.
Oh, I'll be darned. Now I noticed another brown area up there. You're mentioning the daffodils. Are they indigenous to this region or just very common to this region?
They're very common to this region, and because they don't need to be watered, the deer don't like them. It's one of the really deer-proof bulbs, and you can leave them in the ground. You don't have to dig them up Because if you do water them if you do water the bulbs in the summer, they'll rot and they won't come back, and they multiply. So they're really wonderful, and in the spring you'll see them all up and down the freeway.
So it sounds like there's a perfect choice for a lot of other people here in Nevada County. Grow daffodils. It doesn't take much water. They're beautiful. They're very easy to manage. Certainly here at your house.
They're the easiest to manage. I usually plant 1,500 bulbs right around Thanksgiving when we've had enough rain. And I don't even have to dig a hole. I just kind of scrape the soil, get the bulbs in there, cover them up, and let it go.
That's my kind of gardening.
Exactly. It's easy, and it's beautiful in the springtime. And this is my oregano, and we have an old milk carton that has a bitty hole in the bottom, and I just put that here, and it drips slow enough to keep the plant alive, and this has been here for a day. And it's a gallon milk jug.
You know, it really does work nicely. When I lift the the little jug off, it's moist. That ground is moist underneath it. And I'll tell you, this oregano smells delicious. It would go great with some of the food that I cook at home.
Oh, Brad loves to cook. He uses every bit of it. It's a moisture meter, and it's very inexpensive. And all you do is you stick it in the dirt, and it'll tell you whether or not the dirt is dry, moist, or wet. Anytime you're ready. All right, now I'm going to show you what I do inside the house to save water. Just coming in from outside, I want to wash my hands, and I do have a tub that I fill up with water. Actually, I fill it up in the morning when I rinse out my coffee cup, and I just put that water in there, and I come in and I wash my hands, and anything I rinse out, I add to this tub, which later, when it's full, goes into my 5-gallon bucket out on the deck to water the plants on the deck. So that's one step. And then when I do a lot of dishes now by hand rather than using the dishwasher, although I do use it if it's full, I don't run a half a load. And the hot water I use, so I have one tub with hot water and soap and the little tub just to rinse. And again, the rinse water goes out in the 5-gallon bucket. Now the wash water I could use to flush the toilet, but I don't always do that. Sometimes I do dump it, but it is amazing how much water we do let run down the drain. If somebody really starts paying attention to it, it's an awful lot of water that goes down the drain. Like our water heater is downstairs, so this is the faucet. It takes the longest for the hot water to come up. And when I do the dishes, again, it takes a while to heat up, and that water again is used to water the plants outside. In the morning when I take my shower, I have my water bucket here, and because I'm the first one to take a shower, I'm just gonna let the cold water run in the bucket until it turns hot, and I can turn that off, get my bucket out of the way, and I can jump in the shower and the water will already be hot. Now, as a lot of females, I have to use the bathroom a lot in the morning, so I just don't flush every time, and I'll use this water to flush the toilet when I leave. The other way I try to save water is simple plug in the sink, fill up the basin, and brushing my teeth, I use a cup. That way I don't brush my teeth under the running water. That's basically it. The toilets, the new toilets now, they are already low flow. The only problem really is the type of toilet paper. If you use real thick toilet paper, you pretty much have to flush almost every time. So that was one thing I learned.
I'll tell you one thing, this is the life here in Penn Valley, Nevada County, California. I can't wait to see some of the other homes around here.
Responding to changing groundwater conditions requires knowing your water and adapting your water use. Operation Unite helps with both. Become a Know Your Water member and easily manage your groundwater. Call area code 530-263-1007 or email Steve Baker at operationunite.co.